Bitcoin, the greatest team ever assembled. I really found that out at the Bitcoin conference, and it's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. It's the truth. What is up, guys? It is Sunday, June 1st, 2025. Start of a new month. We're at the Bitcoin block height of 899,403. TikTok next block. Start of a new month. And also, side note, we're almost at 900,000 blocks, guys. In a few days, this week, we will hit 900,000 blocks. And on my live stream, we're going to have something special for that. So stay tuned for that. I do a live stream Monday through Friday, and I give away free sats. And I hope to see you there. The reason I say Bitcoin is the greatest team ever assembled is for a few reasons. Obviously, Bitcoin is just worldwide. It's the dominant, quote-unquote, cryptocurrency around the globe. The network effect is just, second to none. The hash rate, computing power, aka, is the strongest in the world. And excuse me, and forgive me for the wind. It's very windy in Las Vegas. I'm in the valley. And Bitcoin's just got so many users, but we're still a small percentage of the planet. But being here in Las Vegas during this past week at the Bitcoin conference, because again, tomorrow's Monday, we'll start off new and we're fresh off the conference and stuff like that, and we'll get off the high of that and get back to work. But I'm still have a hangover about the conference because it's still fresh in my mind. I noticed a lot of things with the Bitcoiners. Number one is there are a lot of different groups and factions of Bitcoiners, right? You got this kind of group, named this or that, people from Florida and Texas and whatever company they're representing. I personally I'm in two groups myself. I'm in Jor's group, the Living in the Future group. I highly suggest you guys join that. It's a really, really solid bunch of Bitcoiners in a solid group. And then I have my own group, it's called the Bitcoiners for Freedom. There's a link down below, and if you need the link to Jor's Living in the Future, let me know. And I may put it down in the description box if I remember. And I'm part of those two groups. But the thing that I have noticed is that no matter what group you're in, we're all on the same team. We all fall under the same umbrella. And even though, again, there's a lot of Bitcoiners out here, percentage-wise, and in the big picture, versus the global population, we are a very, very small team. But I don't know if there's a team bigger and more dedicated than the Bitcoin team, right? Because what happens usually when you first get into Bitcoin? You're coming from a fiat mindset, right? Meaning you're making an investment into Bitcoin, quote unquote investment. Because again, that's a fiat mindset. Because the only reason we invest is because we're trying to keep up or surpass the money printer into making a quote unquote profit and all that stuff. And the only reason we have an investing mentality because the money is broken, and you have to at least try to keep your head above water by keeping up with the supply of currency. And you come in, and what do you want to do? You want to quote unquote make money. You want to get a profit, right? That's what everybody does, and I did that too. To be honest, completely honest with you, I did that. Even though I came from a little bit of a different background because I came in from a precious metals, learning base. But still, I had in the beginning, in my first month or two, I did sell a little bit of Bitcoin, quote unquote, took some profit off the table because I didn't understand what it was, and I bought some more silver and gold because at the time silver and gold were down and Bitcoin was up. So I did that thinking I was doing something. But then later on, for those of you that don't know, I ended up selling all my precious metals and putting everything into Bitcoin. But that's what happens. We start off as investing, and then after many hours of studying, you realize that, well, wait a minute, this is not an investment, this is a savings account, right? Then you move from investing to savings, and then even more studying and understanding what this is. You're like, well, wait a minute, this can change my future. And then more studying, it can change my family's future. And then basically the final boss of studying and understanding is that this thing can not only change the world, but save the world. And that's where I'm at right now. And it took me a while to get here. And that's what my mission is. One thing about me and on this channel is two things. One, up to the best of my ability. Again, everybody lies, but I'm not going to tell you any lies, you know, on purpose. I may make mistakes and stuff like that, but I'll never tell you any lies. But also, too, I'll never ask you to do something that I'm not doing myself, right? So if you're new here and you're just getting into the Bitcoin space, or you're just hanging around, or you've been in my lives, or you've just been around Bitcoin and, you know, buying sats here and there, or just getting free sats or whatever, I highly, highly suggest you get to 1 million Satoshis, okay? I mean, even if you don't have any studying at all, which I'm guessing most of you do, because again, everybody's going to be watching these videos at a different point of their Bitcoin studying or whatever. But we all end up in the same place, which is, you'll know that this is the only way to save humanity. Get to 1 million Satoshis, all right? Just get to it. Either that, or put 1% of your savings / investment portfolio in Bitcoin. And whichever number is higher, put it in to Satoshis, and it may be more than 1 million Satoshis. Now, why do I say that? Why do I say get to 1 million Satoshis? And now let me say this for the people, I can kind of feel this, that people are like, damn, Jerry, you say the same things every video. That's how I learned. My grandma always taught me, because she repeated herself, honestly, not on a daily basis, but multiple times a day. She would say the same things over and over again. And it really she beat it home. The reason she said that is because she said, boy, because I used to say, Grandma, why do you keep saying that? And she said, boy, listen, when I tell you something and I say something over and over again, it's because it's important. And this is important, right? In 2023, September, I made a video talking about being a millionaire, being a Satoshi millionaire. And in that video, I showed you that all you have to do is buy $269 on Cash App. It was 26,000 something, the price was. And you could have got 1 million Satoshis for $269. Now, it basically costs you 4x that. When we just hit our all-time high of like almost 112. I think it went to 111.9 or something like that. Now it's basically cost you 4x that, right? This is what, I usually don't make guarantees on this channel, but I'm going to guarantee this, okay? Because it's just happened year after year, decade after decade. And even with Bitcoin, it's going to cost you more and more and more over the years to get Satoshis, especially in 4-year cycles. It just is. It always has. Why is that? Because the dollars have no floor. They're going to keep printing every day. They print millions of dollars every single day, which means they're debasing them because there's more dollars chasing the same amount of goods. And Bitcoin has no ceiling because, like I said, the fiat has no floor. And when the fiat keeps getting printed, and not only is the Bitcoin finite, but the amount of Bitcoin that are coming out every 10 minutes, every 4 years, and also the amount of people that are buying it and holding it and not selling it, it's just going to get more and more and more expensive for you in the future. That's just a fact, okay? And I'm not even going to do the disclaimer, oh, not financial advice. I'm not even going to say that because that's a fact, right? That is math. That is, if somebody asks me what's 2 + 2, I'm going to tell them 4 because that's the fact. And that's what's going to happen, okay? I'm telling you that every 4 years. Now, you're going to have some ups and downs in between that, of course, right? But over the long run, it's going to cost you more Satoshis, more dollars to get more Satoshis in the future. Meaning, right now it's a little over $1,000 a day to get to 1 million Satoshis. Again, if you don't have an investment or savings portfolio, just smash by 1 million Satoshis and then study later. Get to your 100 hours. I have made that. I have made, barely, 1 million Satoshis. I have gotten to that, and I've gotten to 100 hours. Because again, after you get to your 1 million Satoshis, get to your 100 hours of studying. Because again, it's going to get harder and harder and harder and harder. And if you do have an investment portfolio / savings portfolio, and the reason why I only say 1%, because again, you're just getting in, right? A lot of people are saying, why are you so bearish, Jerry? You need to get, the bulls that have been in for a while. It's because they're just starting and you're just starting. So just get 1% and then do your studying and then match your knowledge up to your sats, or get your sats up to your knowledge. And those are things that I've done. And then from a team mentality, because that's on the micro level, that's what you can do on your own. But from a team mentality, we need to get out here, guys, as Bitcoiners and part of the greatest team ever assembled in whatever group you're in, whether it's the Living in the Future, Bitcoiners for Freedom, whatever group you're in, we're all, again, under the same tent or umbrella, and that's Bitcoin. You need to get out there in your individual market and get these people involved. The best way that I do it, personally, is you gotta, if you're a male, guys, this is for the males, and females, you can do it a different way, but I can't speak for a female. But you gotta treat people that you're orange pilling kind of like a girl that you want to date. Really, really pretty girl. Let's say you got a real pretty girl, and you really like her, you really want her. And you're trying to cool her, but you can't just jump on her, right? You just can't just, oh, blah, 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 And I've seen dudes do this, okay? Could have been me, who knows? You gotta take it slow. When you're courting a woman, you gotta take it slow, right? You gotta have touch points. You gotta let her know who you are, slowly but surely. Don't rush it, man. If you don't have the Speed Wallet, download it. Download the Speed Wallet. Download the Speed Wallet to your phone. I have a link in the description box. If you do download it, you'll get 500 free sats just for downloading it. After I believe you have to move 1,000 sats out of your wallet, and then you'll get the 500 sats. And then you'll queue up a QR code of yourself. And then what you do is, once you have the Speed Wallet and know it and understand it and learn it, then what you do is you have somebody else download that Speed Wallet using your QR code, by the way. Because again, they'll get the 500 sats, and you'll get 1,000 sats for doing this, by the way. And once they download it, zap them some sats. And what is that going to do? That's going to show them that this thing is real, number one. And you're about it. You're about that, right? You have it on your phone. You don't have it just in cold storage. You're living that life. Because again, spending and replacing, or spend and replace is a real thing. Have a certain amount of Satoshis on your Speed Wallet. That's my go-to wallet, man, my Speed Wallet. I have another wallet, too, that's automatically connected to my Strike app. By the way, if you want to buy from the best Bitcoin exchange, in my personal opinion, Strike, you can buy every hour on the hour. There's a link down below. Again, I don't have a, what is it called? A partnership with anybody, but I do have an affiliate links. And all the affiliate links down there will get you free sats. But Strike is good because I can buy every hour on the hour. And you'll get your first 500 buys, no fees. And then if you do a DCA, after the first 7 days, on the 8th day, you'll get free fees. No fees, ever, if you do that. And again, the best way to buy, in my personal opinion, is every hour on the hour. But when you download that Speed Wallet and have them download it, now you guys are connected. You're connected forever, right? Because you showed them Bitcoin. And I'm not talking about the exchanges on the phone app and the Coinbases on the phone app. When you see those people, you know what I'm talking about. You see those people with, oh, I got this S coin and that S coin, and Bitcoin is always at the top. I mean, does that count technically? Yeah, but it's not theirs, and they don't know how to spend it. And 99 times out of 100, let's keep it real, they don't even know what they have. So give it to them the real way. Show them what they really have, right? And then zap them some sats. Now, you don't go and send them a bunch of freaking videos and tell them to read this book and read that back book. You don't do that. What I do personally, because I'm a guy that's out, man. I am out and about, man. So when I'm talking to somebody, I have them downloaded. I can't even tell you how many referral fees now that I got it down pretty good, that I've gotten from having people download the wallet. And it also has to do with my channel, too. Sorry about the wind, guys. Man, Mother Nature always laughs last. Can't do anything about that. And, I zap some sats, zap 100 sats, right? If I'm out and about and I buy something from somebody, or it's a tipping situation that I need to tip someone, I tip them in Satoshis. Every time they see me, right, they know if they want to tip, they're not getting cash from me. So I asked them, I said, hey, you want to tip, right? They said, yeah. I said, all right, well, you accept Bitcoin, don't you? They go, what? I don't say Satoshi, so they don't know what that is. I go, yeah, download a wallet. I'll give you some real good money. I don't even say, hey, can you download this wallet? I tell them, download this wallet. Let me show you something. I pull them to the side, have them download it, and then I zap them. And they're like, wow. I said, look at those little units like dollars. But I'll be back. And I have several people, when they see me, they literally start pulling out their phone automatically. It's almost like a, the Pavlov dog experiment. When they see me, they start salivating. Like the dogs see the food and hear the bell or whatever. They see me, they pull their phone out and start going to their app because they know they're about to get some free money. the best money in the world. And they may not know how good the money is, but they're going to get that money. Whether you know this or not, guys, you're the leader of your market. You just are. Whether you're a leader or not, or you don't think you're a leader, or you think you got, you know, shyness issues, or you can't talk to people or whatever, I suggest you do three things. Number one is do everything first in your life that you want everybody else to do. You have to take care of yourself first, right? So again, I would never ask you or tell you or advise you to do something I'm not doing. That's number one. You got to take care of yourself. Number two is be a leader in your market. Be out there talking to your family, your friends, co-workers, or whatever. Again, treat them like a pretty girl. You don't want to shove everything down their throat and be all, you know, Mr. blah, 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 Mr. Annoying, and be like a Amway salesman or a multi-level marketing salesman, or freaking, no offense to them, but, you know, Jehovah's Witnesses, you know, I know they mean well, but they just, we get a lot of those in my neighborhood, and they mean well, but their approach is not good. You don't want to be that way. Touch points. Because again, it's almost like walking into a department store and you know you want to buy something, and then the salesperson rushes up to you and says, "Can I help you?" And what do you say? "No, you can't help me." Even though you want to be helped and you want to buy something, you don't want to be sold. No one wants to be sold. So don't be a salesman. You got to be slick about it with these pretty girls. Second thing is, when you know, talk to your friends, your family, co-workers, tipping people and stuff like that, when you tip people at restaurants or whatever. Or the third thing after that is make a YouTube channel. Now, let me stop right there. I know a lot of you guys are going, "Oh, I can't talk, I can't do this, I can't do that." I hear that all the freaking time. And when I hear people say that, I just say, you can't have that mentality, man, because whether you believe it or not, what did Henry Ford said? Whether you think you can or you think you can't, either way, you're going to be right, okay? So don't say that about yourself, man. And again, I'm guilty of that myself. I'm talking to me personally right now when I say that. Again, it's not about being a YouTuber. It's not about being a good talker. It's not about being a good video editor or whatever, being good with the algorithms, because I'm none of the above, guys. None of the above. What it's all about is this. Find out what your God-given talents are, your gifts are. Everybody has them. You have them, right? And again, I say this all the time. You do not have to be the best, okay? You don't have to be the best at anything. Just do what you do best and show people what you do. BTC Backpacker, he cuts grass, right? He's part of our group. He's a good talker, though, too, but let's just say he wasn't a good talker, and all he can do when he can't, you know, he can't use computers or something like that, but he cuts grass, right? Because again, everybody's not born with the gift of gab. All he has to do, and he's going to do this soon, is show people how he cuts grass and how he makes his living. Make a video about it. Again, you don't have to be the best editor or stuff like that. There's all kind of stuff that can teach you about that, and then edit it, put it up on YouTube, and show people what you do. You know, you don't have to tell them exactly what your bills are and how much you're buying and stuff like that, but you're saying, "Hey, I'm out here working. I'm making money. This is what I've learned studying Bitcoin. This is how long I've been in. And I'm just a regular person. We're all just regular people." And show them what you do, man. Because again, you're born with a gift. If you're a mechanic, if you're an electrician, if you're a plumber, whatever you are, anybody has the ability to go to work, keep their expenses down, make as much as they can by doing side work, doing overtime, and putting the rest, that surplus after they pay their bills, into Satoshis. I don't know if you guys really and truly understand how early we are in this process. We are very early. Peter Schiff. We'll turn it off, guys. I'm saying this for a reason. He was at the Bitcoin conference. He's a funny guy, man. And he was. If you guys seen the debate, most of you have, and if you haven't, check that out. It was very interesting. He had a debate with somebody, and he basically said this. He said, "You know, I'm a pretty famous guy." He is Peter something. He's gonna call him something else. And he goes, "Nobody knows about Bitcoin." He goes, "I walk down the street and barely anybody talks to me about it." And he's like the Darth Vader of Bitcoin. You know, we're the Luke Skywalkers, like Michael Saylor's the Luke Skywalker or something. He's like Darth Vader or whatever, right? And he said, most people don't even know what this thing is. 100 people come, 100 people will pass, one person will talk. Well, he's saying that like that's a bad thing. That's a good thing. That's where the opportunity lies, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I say get to your million Satoshis. In 4 years from now, in 2029, I guarantee it's going to cost you more than $1,000 to get a million Satoshis. And again, that's where the opportunity lies. And as you guys know, and you being into Bitcoin, I have never, not one person, never, maybe there's some, I haven't met anybody that has got into Bitcoin, studied it between 100 and 1,000 hours, put their Bitcoin into cold storage, found out what the problem is with the broken system, and then said, never mind, I don't want to do this anymore. Now, you do have some S-coiners out there that are out here trying to do their thing and living in the fiat world and stuff like that, and most people, can relate to seeing some people like that, but most people are not going to do that. So if you know that, and there's more regular people out here like us, the only reason that they haven't bought Bitcoin is because they don't know layer 1 and layer 2. They don't understand what the problem is, but you do, and it's your job to make that happen. So, we'll wrap this up. Today's Sunday. We're just relaxing, chilling. I got a challenge to you guys. You guys are part of the greatest team ever assembled, like the Avengers, which really reminded me of what inspired this, and when me and Rajat and Jor and Kevin and Daniel were walking down Fremont Street, and we're all walking together like Reservoir Dogs or the Avengers or something like that. Next year, I want the team to be even bigger. I want Bitcoiners for Freedom, living in the future, and whatever new group that is out there, you may even start yourself, to be walking down the street, being the biggest gang in the world. What I challenge you guys to do is this. It's simple. Do those 3 things. Study your butt off. Get to where you want everybody else to go. Download the Speed Wallet. There's an app down below. Get out there and talk to the people. Wake these people up. Be the number 1 person. Be the leader in your market. I think I am. I try to be. Be the best version you can be by step 1, and step 3 is make a YouTube channel. Again, you do not have to be the best. Just do what you do best. And trust and believe. You'll be thankful, and you won't regret it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And again, guys, listen. When you get to the stage where we know that this is the only way to not save, not to invest, but to save humanity, you look at this from an entirely different situation. This is not about me or you and everybody else. It's about breaking this corrupt system and making sure our children's children are going to live prosperously. And it may take a few decades. It may take 100 years. I don't know. But however long it takes, we're going to educate the masses by educating yourself first and making sure everybody understands this crooked and broken problem. And I think you guys know what that is. It's the money printer, the Federal Reserve, the federal government, these crooked politicians, and the like. And there's only one way to stop that, guys. I always ask myself, what would I do without it? Would I buy gold? Would I buy silver? Maybe. I don't know. But I thank God every day. I thank God today, because every day is a present, especially on Sundays when the Lord rests. And when you're on a mission, it's hard to rest. And you got to keep working. Get out there and wake these people up from the problem and let everyone know what the solution is. And if I had to take a guess, I'm pretty sure you guys already know what that is. It's the best way to save. And for me, the only way to save. And that's Bitcoin. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace, love, guys.